Welcome back to Money Rock's new undercover video shows smoke shops on an Indian reservation in New York knowingly selling illegal tax-free cigarettes. Take a listen.
I have to do a resale, in Brooklyn. I have also people of
I understand that, and I don't want to know any information that you're talking about because our cigarettes are for personal use.
Yeah, okay.
Should I know that you're going to resell them, I can get in trouble. So the less I know, the better.
This was part of an undercover sting by New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg, who claims the state loses, get this, billions of dollars because of smoke shops like these on reservations. And if you think cigarettes are skirting the law, Indian casinos are also raking in the cash without having to pay federal taxes. Joining us is DeHaven, budget analyst from the Cato Institute, who says Indians create jobs for others and should be left alone. Okay, sir, I get that. I get that part of the formula. But if they want to be left alone, should they be left alone completely, like no federal subsidies, no help anywhere? Where are you getting at with this?
No, sure. I completely support decentralization. I'd love to see greater autonomy for the Indians. I look at this as an issue of tax competition. I don't know what Mayor Bloomberg expects when combined state and local taxes on cigarettes in New York City come out to about $6. It's just natural human behavior that folks, particularly since the most smokers aren't exactly rolling in the money, are going to look elsewhere. They're going to try and find lower taxes. And we've seen this with alcohol. You take it to the next extreme. Go back and look at prohibition. Look at drug prohibition. Every time the government tries to tax or ban or all these things, it's natural human individual desire to seek out and take care of their own needs.
Well, Tad, is it okay for casinos, and frankly, some of the Indian reservation casinos in this area, I'm thinking of Foxwoods, I'm thinking of Mohegan Sun, making billions and billions of dollars, but not paying any federal income tax?
Well, and the problem I have is some of these casinos have actually gotten federal subsidies, and we've written about this at downsizinggovernment.org. It's a problem. Again, I'm all for autonomy, and I think you have to look at this in the broader perspective of fiscal federalism. Federal government shouldn't be subsidizing Indian tribes. They shouldn't be subsidizing state and local government. Let the Indian tribes be responsible for Indian tribes, and let the states and locals be responsible for state and local government.
Tad, hang in there. I'm going to bring the panel in because Michael doesn't seem to know
No, I was just curious.
Bob,
I didn't know. Do they not pay any tax?
They don't pay any federal income tax
from the casino operations?
The way it's seen, and understand this, we did a lot of investigating. We did our homework on this because, frankly, I'll be honest with you, I put it up on Facebook and Twitter today, and I got blasted from the left, and they said, you don't know what you're talking about. So we did a ton of extra homework on this. The Indian reservation is treated like it were another state.
Not a country.
Yeah. So think of it as if you live and work on the reservation, you live and work in, say, Minnesota, so you wouldn't pay New Jersey taxes.
So the Mohegan casinos don't pay any taxes to the feds or to the state of Connecticut?
Correct.
Really?
No, to the state they do. No federal income tax. They're treated like a state, and they don't have to pay. They may or may not pay to the state. But here's the point, Bob. Here's the next level. Here's my next question.
I didn't know that.
$54 million of stimulus money went to the Mohegan Sun in the form of help or a loan. Do they really need our help?
Well,
hold on. Your reaction.
That's ridiculous. Let me
get my other lefty.
I believe that they should not have to pay federal taxes. I also believe they shouldn't get federal help.
All right, hold up the picture. Now, tell me why that guy gave $54 million to Mohegan Sun.
Well, was it he who gave it, or was it, did it start
from the stimulus package that he pushed? Go ahead, David. Where did it come from?
It's amazing, Ellen. Put the picture back down. I'm getting bile here. The guy signs the stimulus plan into law, has the provisions in it, and you actually question it. We shouldn't give them the federal money if they're not paying the federal taxes. Plain and simple.
John?
We finally found a
John?
Look,
hold on.
I don't think we should give them the federal money, but look, we have a treaty with the Native Americans. How many more treaties is the white man going to break? I mean, since that degenerate Columbus came over here and tried to enslave an entire world,
this one? Where's my
we've
buddy,
been breaking
Tad?
treaties.
Tad, let me hold this up, guy. Tad, you can't see this, but here's $1 billion that New York State alone, that's just this state of New York, is losing because of lost tax revenue. How about 1.8 million Indians receive free health care from the government, and then that $54 million stimulus. Let's dive in. Ellen, hold on. Tad, am I wrong when I see that 652 Indian reservations are recognized and 1.8 million of those Indians receive free health care?
Well, are you talking about free health care from the federal government, or are we talking about state and local taxation?
From the federal government's
one thing. We're talking about state and local. well, that's the federal government. I would get the federal. I would agree with the other person there who said about the federal government's done enough to the Indian tribes. I favor greater autonomy, but the problem in New York with such high tax rates is people are naturally going to avoid them, and that's the problem. Is these politicians and tax bureaucrats, and trust me, I've worked in state government. I've dealt with tax bureaucrats. They think they can squeeze every penny out of people, and they think by jacking up $6 on a pack of cigarettes, that they think they're going to get $6 every time for a pack of cigarettes sold in New York. It's not going to happen.
I want Ellen to get in here. You're disputing my...
Yes, I'm disputing, because the fact is that they do pay for some health care, but not all Indian tribes have casinos and have access.
The Congressional Research Service has a recent study on health care for Indians. The short answer is they generally receive free health care through a federal program.
Yeah, but
what I'm saying is that you
wait 1 second. Now, we ripped off their land. I mean, it seems to me that that's fair compensation. The United States government took their land away from them and put them in terrible reservations. Of course they should get free health care.
We're going to leave it there. We're going to have to leave it there. This is
put them in Oklahoma, which is as bad as Gitmo.
And Congress has decided it's our
or put them in New York City.
It's our moral obligation, not our legal one, as Beckel points out. Thanks to Tad DeHaven for joining us today.